Hey y'all, welcome to Other Realm Studio. I'm Paula, and this may be fan art of the Rocketeer tonight. So leave me a comment, because I might get started on this, or I might get started on a different project. Let me know if you want me to work on the Rocketeer for you. See, look, I have the chat all set up on Restream. So, oh, let me scoop my references up. Hey Deborah, how you doing? Let's see. Let me just rearrange stuff on my upper screen. Okay. So I remember the movie, The Rocketeer. I don't think I've ever actually read the comic. Oh, that's good. You remember The Rocketeer, Deborah? I like his outfit. I think that putting the rudder on the helmet was a brilliant, if insane, piece of engineering. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so here's my references for the images. Um, there's Jennifer Connelly in it, who looks like Sarah. And I thought it was entertaining, but I don't remember much about it. So I need to dig it up and watch it again. He's another one of the World War II era heroes, something like Captain America, only he stayed in his century. Or in his decade. Let's see. I was going to practice some foreshortening here. I could really use a little bit more practice, because here I think my original light blue sketch here that's underneath it didn't really carry the angle very far. Let me see. Neaten up that a little bit. But I did manage to get the feeling of it, of the motion in it. Let's see. So I need to exaggerate a little bit more. Maybe not that far apart there. Something thereabouts. And I think I'm a little bit closer to what I wanted to do. So, let me think. Not much has gone on today. It's one of those days when you look back and you wonder, what did I do today? I've been up 14 hours at least. I must have done something. Let's see, this is going to be a pretty straight-armed leather jacket, but it is going to have some creases and wear in it from being worn. Just some placeholders on that. Okay. Now I'm liking her proportions a lot better now, but I think I liked having her face more upturned before too. So let me see if I can turn that. Yeah, maybe I can select that and cut it. Off with her head. Okay, rotate. Did I really even move it? Let's try that again. I don't think I have it rotated enough. Okay, that's better. So, let's see. I haven't heard back about any of my project stuff lately. I don't think I have any new news. Still waiting for next week. Probably by next Wednesday I should have some more news on the Kickstarter and how everything's going. I have the 11 by 17 boxes for shipping out the rewards that included the poster. And I'm working on coming up with a few extra things for each of them. Let me see. So I think what I want to do here is kind of have a fishbowl effect going on with the horizon. Let's see, I might need it to give the effect of being a little farther from her though, or farther from him. So, yeah, normally I just don't do fan art because I'm not going to sell fan art prints. That's not something that I do. And I don't really want to build up my stories on the basis of earning money off somebody else's stories, which it is tempting. A lot of people make really good money doing that. But since I haven't actually worked in the comics industry, then, for one, I've never officially worked on any of these characters that are official anywhere. And it is, it does seem a little bit like false advertising to me. I don't know if it is really or not. Likely it's such an accepted thing in fandom that, people will draw pictures of whatever they want to, whether they've got the rights to the character or not. But I just, even though it is a way that a lot of people make money at like Comic Cons and stuff, it's not something that I feel like I can do. I don't think that even taking commissions for fan art and, drawing individual drawings of them and selling them as a service, it doesn't seem like that's the right idea for me either. Because even though my labor's my own and I could get away with selling fan art on commission, I will really only do face painting. I don't do permanent fan art stuff. I might even delete this when I'm done, but I don't know. This may just be for me because I could use the practice and I like the Rocketeer. He's cool. Let's see. And also on Twitter, there's somebody asking for art of the Rocketeer, like as a contest for one of his prints, but I don't even know if I'll enter this. Let me see. Hello, and you're on Twitch, Jacob Creations. Nice to see you. So tonight I'm doing a bit of an experiment. Normally I do not do fan art, but I just really like the Rocketeer. And he was brought to mind recently by somebody on Twitter who's also drawing the Rocketeer, interested in seeing what other people's takes on him are. So that's what I'm working on tonight. Okay, here, let me pull down my images. So this is like a World War II superhero. Pretty much what he looks like. He's got a rocket jetpack and he saves the day from Nazis. Like, there we go. But I like him because he's I like a lot of steampunk stuff, and it's a little bit more rocket punk, I guess. I really like the style. The World War II era stuff going on. It was also, very classy and nice craftsmanship. He's got a little bit of an Art Deco influence designed on the helmet, but he's also got the very cool leather jacket. And also, there was a movie, I don't remember who played the lead, but Jennifer Connelly was in it. Let me slide that back up there. So yeah, I make a lot of... Oh, Rorschach. Yeah. He's alright too. I think he's like... Yeah, from Watchmen. Or early 90s movie, The Rocketeer. I think? Maybe? It was definitely way before the MCU. It was let's see. I don't know exactly when it was. I'm kind of busy drawing, so I can't look it up for you. But I thought it was entertaining and actiony and fun. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Let me see. I am not sure how many buttons to put on this. Probably I have sketched in the wrong number. And it's just messing with me now, so I'm going to erase these. There. We're gonna start over on the number of buttons. How many does he have up here? Ah, all this dramatic lighting in all those pictures. I can't tell. Looks like 5. Okay, so if it was an odd number of buttons, then there would be one in the middle. There'd be one on each corner. That one would be more of an oval shape. And then we'd have one in between there. I may have messed myself up on this side of the buttons too. Oh well. So yeah, I think this is the last era. well, maybe not the last era, but when everything was made out of durable materials and you knew it would have to last, you would be concerned about leaving something for your grandkids, so you'd try and make sure that your clothes were not ugly. Like everything was fitted and kept in good repair instead of assuming that you'd be able to go just buy a new one. And so I think that's why I like the older stuff. The vintage stuff is definitely made to last. So they couldn't help that fashion changed and their grandkids didn't want to wear their good suit or whatever, but it's okay. They got all the wear that they could out of it. See, I want to do some more dramatic shading with this, but I also need to practice a bit more on inking smoothly. My inks are not generally that smooth. This one I'm doing alright, and I'm wondering if I've just jinxed myself. Because usually I have a very sketchy quality to my inks. Ack. Come on, even size on the buttons. So now that my first comic has been funded and it's in the queue at the printers, I think, or it will be, probably by the end of the month. From what I can guess. I don't know that for certain yet. That, yeah, I have a lot more stories that I want to work on, and I've got one that's very steampunk and fun. It takes a lot of, some of the lesser known fairy tales and stories and puts them in a retelling. And I just really want to be able to draw steampunk for it. So it's kind of a steampunk east of the sun, west of the moon story. This is one where it's a journey. This whole story is a journey. But I was gonna say, is it Odysseus that it's like? Well, actually it borrows from a lot of Greek myths, which is fun. With the quest that needs to be taken, the wandering forever, or the doomed to wander forever, ending up on the other side of the universe practically, with your suit, with the person you were with having to entertain a bunch of suitors. That was fun, at least in the original fairy tale. And having to trick your way back in. So I thought that was cool how that particular fairy tale borrows from so many myths. And there's also a talking white bear in it, which is always a good sign. Okay, I'm going to come in here with a bit wider of a pen and see if I can do something a little bit more dramatic with his shading. Let's see. The eyes are going to be... Oh yeah, since this helmet's going to be metallic, I need to hurry up and establish where the sunlight is. Let me zoom out. I mean, you can do a lot of things without knowing exactly where your light is, but you can't do metal without knowing. You can't even begin. So I was thinking he's not going to be flying towards the sun. Unless he really, really wants to go blind. That's going to be difficult. So I think that the sun is going to be coming from behind him. Let's see. And if it's early in the day, we might get some dramatic uplight. On the other hand, if the sun's got more of an angle coming down, then the shadows will all align with the direction that he's going. So I don't have to do like speed lines coming off. Although speed lines are kind of fun. They might not be very subtle. Okay, since I've got him positioned here, I think I can actually get around to doing the rockets themselves. So I think with a little bit of exhaust from the rocket, then I think we're going to be okay. Not a lot of it's going to show though. See, ends about here. Yeah, I might have to exaggerate how big the rocket is. Okay, so let me not forget that I have tea over here and I don't want it to get cold. I would be drinking iced tea, but I'm freezing right now. I came in from putting up the chickens, and it's really humid out, and the air conditioning's on. So you bring the humidity in with you, and then you freeze. Ah, there goes autosave. So let me see. I may need to add another layer to, I'll just add on to this one. Yeah, goodness, getting tired, can't talk. So I need to come up with a color. Just to remind me where the light's going to hit. Okay. So I don't have her inks done yet, so I'd better not go over hers. Okay, I'll come back down here and do her inks. I'll zoom in because she's a much smaller figure and it is kind of important for her lines to look graceful. Now you can see just how sloppy. Okay, zoom in properly now. Now you can see how sloppy they are. And she could use some features. And some hair. We'll give her the 40s hair. Okay. I will probably be changing this face pretty soon. It's a little hard to tell what I'm doing here. She's alright, but I can do better. she would have some kind of sleeves going on. She's not really going to have a spaghetti strap dress in this era. We'll do a sweetheart neckline. And the sleeves will be blown back, falling a bit. I think it's too early to do much detail on the hands. Just mark where the fingers are supposed to go. Interestingly, I don't think that I can draw feet and talk at the same time. So this is going to be interesting to look at. Whether I've gotten the correct amount of exaggeration on the foreshortening. No, I have not. Let's try that again. See. Try this with the new color to correct it. Okay, let me stack these. So one way to do foreshortening is to think of all the junctions of the human body as a stack of circles or ovals, and then you can work out where they should be stacked. See, I think I have her upper body all right. but we need for it to, the trick with foreshortening is we need her upper body to be blocking the view of her lower body. This is really difficult, you know? So I'm starting to get a little aggravated with it. I may have to look up a model for it. Now we got chibi legs. Let's see if that helps. Not as much as you'd hope. See, the idea is that the knee is going to be here. And it does not matter how many times I do this. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to it and see what's going on with it. Let's get back to the Rocketeer himself. So, let's see. The light's hitting him from behind. His leather coat's going to be, yeah, not shiny exactly, but glossy. Let's see. I think I should take that down a good bit. Okay. What else can I do here? See, I do think that I have a little too much shadow along this line. Okay. I like that line, but it went a little far. Okay. So I'm gonna try not to go too much black on the gloves here, because I do want to leave some room to actually color this. Let's see. Oh, and the boots are going to be fun. Let's see. We're going to have some creases at, yeah, around the front of the ankles here, because that's going to be, it's going to be where they need to flex. So he will have worn creases in there. See, are they going to be a little more pointed than this? That looks a bit better. Yeah, not very pointed. They're not like dress boots. But that was closer to the style for the era. Gotta respect what the previous generations thought of as futuristic. It was arguably cooler back then. Okay. Alright, so one of the things that I'm usually not gonna bother to do is put the background in a new layer, but I think I'll do that this time. It's just come back to get me too many times. Let's see. So I'm gonna add back in my guidelines here, because probably by the time I get around to doing much detail, I might not even be working in my blue lines anymore. And so I want to keep this kind of a fishbowl effect going on. And around here, I think I'm going to like put some grass blowing back. Just to maintain that circular motion. Yeah, I'm going to label that one. We'll call that one inks. And see, I might go ahead and start doing some colors on it. No, I can't. It's late and I gotta go. But thank y'all for keeping me company. It's nice talking to you. Come back. And I'm on here Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Had to take off weekends and Wednesdays. Yeah, for family stuff. But other than that, I will be here, should be here every night from 9 until 10 or thereabouts. I'll try not to be more than 10 minutes late. And I'm just keeping this up for the foreseeable future. I'm kind of hoping to come up with a comic that I can write and draw and color, do the whole thing myself, and my inks could really use some work. And also, yeah, just my drawing in general, with my sequentials and action and all that stuff. I could just really stand to practice a lot more drawing before I come out with a comic done entirely by myself. Now, I do have a comic that I wrote and colored, but I hired Mia Pierce to do the art, to do the line art for it, and she did a fantastic job. And I also hired Wes Loker to do the lettering, and I highly recommend them both if you're creating comics. That foreshortening is bothering me. I don't know if I can sleep before I fix it. Okay. I'll be fine. We'll just scoot that out of sight there. Okay, so anyway, it's late and I gotta go, but I appreciate you. Come back, subscribe to my YouTube channel, sign up for my newsletter at www.otherrealmstudio.com. Find me on social media. I'd love to chat and see what you're working on too. And I'll see you in the other realm. Good night.